And welcome to another Minecraft video. So, in this episode, as you can see, I have blood magic pulled up. I have these from blood magic. I have mysterious things floating on the pillars that some of you may or may not know what they are. I have this, I have this, I have this, I have this, and I have this. So, what have I been doing while you guys are off camera? Well, for starters, I found 3 more dungeons to do. As you can see over there, there's the castle dungeon and the bigger castle dungeon. And then way over that way, if you see on the minimap, that black arrow, that is yet another dungeon similar to the one we did the last time where my game crashed at the end, if you guys, last week. So here we have, just a basic, well, not really basic, but we have a Well of Suffering here, which just does damage to all mobs in the radius by a 10 by 10 by 10 radius, I think. So, what we have here is a max tier Soul Shards Reborn spawner, which was a pain to get. It was a bit of a grind. This is how I do it. So, we have a big reactor that's 5 by 5 by 3 with 5 3 tall fuel rods cooled with liquid Enderium. There. And then we have this. Now that's a mob grinder in there of spawners I've collected over the time playing. We have an auto spawner with a pig here. I just use pigs because, pork chops and food and all that. I could have used cows. Would have been the same effect, but. So we took that and then we spawned them and then we killed them with, I had a mithril sword. This mithril sword, it has Soul Stealer 2, Looting 3, Unbreaking 3, and Sharpness 2. So that one-shots the pigs. And what that does, Soul Stealer, is it gives me 2 extra souls per kill. Soul Shards is basically the first mob you kill when it's in your hotbar, it gets bound to that, and then from then on, as long as the Soul Shard is in your hotbar, every time you kill one type of that mob, be it peaceful or hostile, then it will gain 1 soul. However, Soul Stealer increases that, so I now have a Soul Stealer 4 sword, which I enchanted in a new enchanting room that I'll show later. But that'll give me. I haven't used this to grind souls much because before I got this, I already had the max tier grinder. But if I ever want to set another one up for something that I need the resources for, and so I use this. There's a grinder just behind that block, which gives mob essence into this, and the convenient side effect is there's a spider grinder and a 3 spider spawners and 4 zombie spawners in that little room there. So we get a bunch of spider stuff, and the bones and the arrows are actually from spider jockeys. So yeah, but we have a lot of stuff in here now, which is amazing. So yeah, and also having the string, we have enough ender pearls. We were able to get elevators, which is space, shift, space, shift. Space to go up on them, shift to go up, and you can have multiple in a row. I forget exactly what the max number, but I think it's like 10 or 20 blocks that they can travel vertically up and down before you need one in between somewhere. So yeah, we have this, which we just made these, it's this Incendium, which is this, and then that's that. So yeah, this, to get this point in blood magic is the name of the mod. It took me hours, literal hours, that I've been grinding off camera. So I would have liked to do like a step-by-step thing with you guys, but that was just not really gonna work. So we have an enchantment table here, just basic max level, this is, I only enchanted that slightly. So if I get a bad enchantment or I want an enchantment from something that's weak, like a gold sword has a high enchantability, so I can enchant a gold sword and then I can disenchant it here. So yeah. I have all this power, like that's 15 million MJs, that's 10 million RF in there, a bit of AE in there, I don't know that. I got a pig trophy, which if you right click it enough, it actually spawns random pork chop. And if I look at my pork chop, I have like 1,200 of them, so I am not short on food anymore. I still have the apple trees outside. Outside really hasn't changed too much, other than it's the site for my binding ritual, which was for this bound blade, so I could get a tier 4 altar, which I needed for, not lag though, which I needed for a tier 4 blood altar, so I could get dusk runes for the Well of Suffering, yeah. forgot the name for a second. So here's the binding ritual. It just, you use like 5,000 life points, which is hard to get in the beginning, but once you get to where I am, where you have literally 1,000,000, that's a divination sigil, which if you're right-clicking an altar, it shows how much it is in the altar and the max capacity. I currently have a max capacity in my, it's like the person who made the mod called it a soul network, and that's just your blood orbs. So having multiple blood orbs doesn't do anything for you, other than, having multiple. So if you want to put a master in the altar, a master blood orb in the alchemy station, I don't know why you would, but if you wanted to, yeah. So yeah, and then you just throw a diamond sword for this, apprentice blood orb for this, and a diamond pickaxe for that. Now this stuff wasn't cheap. Like, to get this, you have to get all that. That's a gold block, that magician's blood orb with a lot of life points. So yeah, before the Well of Suffering, it was more just spamming with my Dagger of Sacrifice, which just gets really, boring really fast, because you just have to sit there for like years grinding that out. So yeah, that's the upstairs. Now, I didn't really do much other than just expand the ender and the ferrous crops a little, because they just gave me a bunch of seeds one time. So as you can see, I have the robotic arm, but sadly it didn't work. If you guys know something at all that could help in this situation, other than autonomous activators or robotic arms, or maybe it's just not compatible with anything, can you guys let me know on that? Because I've tried that, took forever to grind. That's the staple for this, but it didn't work. I mean, it can put the gravel in, but it can't sieve it. So this is just walled off because I have like redstone lamps there to keep the mob grinder off when I want it off, and beyond this wall is just the mob grinder, of course. So then we go down. This is the portal room right through there. I blocked it off because I don't want pigmen going through. And then back to here. So we have an incinerator in the corner because of that. Killing pigs for life points can be a pain sometimes because of all the pork chops, and they just kind of fill your inventory in your ME system. So yeah, I don't really want to keep them. So I just have an incinerator. I mean, if I need them, I can just turn it on. So this is a max tier. 1,024 souls were needed. So if you were killing individual pigs, that's 1,024 individual pigs. So yeah, not great. So tier 5, and then just on off with the lever, which can only be done in tier 5 in this part of the mod, at least. And if you're wondering, if you are playing along too, if you're wondering how to get this, you create. Also, I don't even need my jetpack because I have this, but I use it anyways. So there it is. So yeah, this. So it's just like this, except glowstone in the middle, and then you right-click the glowstone with a diamond, and then it gives you one. It takes out the glowstone. So yeah, you have endstone, 8 endstone, 4 netherrack, 1 glowstone, and 1 diamond. And then you just, for every repeated use after that, you only need the glowstone and diamond. And for those of you wondering how I got that endstone, I actually crafted it with 4 ender essence, and it gave me 8 exactly, which was nice. So yeah, that is the basics of what I've done. But then we get into this again. I keep going back and forth because this just allows me to put in like multiple of one object. And if you see, like, I right click that, capacity of 2200. So rune of augmented capacity, don't mind these. These are just part of the Well of Suffering because it's, it's 3 high and it's meant for like a max tier or something that's designed to be a max tier blood altar. Like, to go, it fits underneath it and nothing shows. It just kind of sits there. So you have speed runes to speed everything up because it can be tremendously slow. And we have runes of augmented capacity. These give 2,000 LPs, life points, bonus. So originally it's only 10,000 cap, but I have 8 of these. Or 8 of those? Yeah, I have 8 of these. So that just gives it a bit of a boost. It might not be 2,000, it might be a little less. Then we have these runes of sacrifice, which just what they are. I mean, it's increased when you sacrifice something, so with a dagger or the Will of Suffering. And then more speed runes, of course, because it's just so slow. So that's my blood altar. That's the pig spawner on top. That's how I usually do it. And now back to this. So we want a demon blood shard or two, because we need, we want this, the energy bazooka. This, we have the energy blaster, which is 12 damage. I believe this does 60 or 70 in an area, not just as a projectile. Weak blood shard, easy. Diamonds, easy. Crepitus? Right? Just you guys tell me if I'm saying that wrong. Probably am. But that's not too hard either. That just takes that. And the LP again is life points. So that's, again, pretty easy. No, didn't mean to click that. And then Archmage's Blood Orb, which is why we need this. 75,000 life points in a tier 5 altar. So we currently, if you see, have a tier 4 altar. The tier 5, I do believe, takes beacons. So we're not going to be able to get it just yet, but I want the Demon Blood Shard just so you know, when I get there, I can do it. And of course, Demon Blood Shards can also be used for focuses, Awakened Activation Crystal for other things, like other rituals other than the 2 I have. So yeah. I'm probably not going to use it for anything but that. So yeah. This is going to spawn an elemental with 100 health. And I'm going to fight it. How lightning strikes through ground is beyond me. Now, I'm fighting the fire elemental. Now, all elementals can fly. I chose the fire just because the fact that... yeah, that's it. I chose the fire elemental because I don't take that much fire damage. Now, you don't... if you see how he's weakened, that's the effect of the sword. It gives a special weakness buff. It gives a... oh, nice. It gives a special weaken buff. Wow, I took a lot of damage, and I didn't even realize it. I could have died then. Wow. So yeah. It gives a special weakness buff, so you can get those demon blood shards. Well, not demon blood shards, but just regular weak blood shards. You don't need it for the demon blood shards, but, you know. So yeah, I know that that was a short fight, and, you know, there are other ones that you can do. I have a wiki page that I can go to. Okay, I didn't have it open just yet, but that was that. I was expecting it to take a little longer, be a little more intense than just me whacking a small little thing. But yeah. But that's not the episode over, guys, because, I mean, I had intended to be the episode over, but because that was so short, I'm going to treat you guys to a nice long walk on a phantom bridge. Now, not just this, but I'm going to show you the bigger castle dungeon, and then we're going to take on the regular castle dungeon. Now, that's not what they're called. They all have specific names that they go by. But, of course, I didn't look those up. That just looked weird in that cave. So yeah, it's not that far away. You'll see what I mean by castle and bigger castle dungeon. I should probably have my sword out. This sword actually does more than my power fist. But yeah, we're coming across it. And, oh yeah, it's 100 blocks away. I should probably eat as well. There it is. Now, this is either the Minotaur dungeon or a bigger Walker castle. I have a feeling it's the Minotaur dungeon, because of just the way it's shaped. I think the Big Walker dungeon is just a little more differently shaped. But who knows? We will in the next episode. But for now you can see, massive, absolutely massive. Probably bigger than the other huge dungeon that we did, but maybe not. Probably, though. Now we come to our current query. This. I'm just going to deactivate the Phantom Bridge. I can drop down then. So if you jump, so if I were to jump there, I'd fall until I hit shift, and then it restarts it. So yeah, this is the Skeleton Castle dungeon. You can tell by the banner, and also because I faced this before. So, what enemies do we have? Okay, so that's the entryway. Of course, I want to go in through the entrance if I can. And I don't think I can, so I'll have to make my own way in. But I might as well just fight the guards outside in a nice, fair fight. With all my stuff ready. I'll drop down. Pew, pew. Yeah. So, if I wanted to have a skeleton spawner, this would honestly be the perfect place to get it. Also, because I'm using the sword, as you can see, it has unlimited durability. It only uses life points. I'm just gonna break down the gate. And neither does the energy blaster. They use life points. That's a grenadier. Boom. And also, this is a nice place to get weak blood shards from. So, Spearman. What? Oh, Pack. Don't know how to pronounce that. Pack. So probably not the best time to go, at night. But I'm just gonna put away all my blood shard and such. And I can do away with that bag, get this bag, that bag with these two guys in it. Okay, so for now we're just gonna go like that. And yeah. I mean, I can check my blood points at any time. Probably should have turned on my pig spawner before going here, but just because that way I would have truly unlimited rather than just a large amount. Wait. I want to get a better vantage point on these guys. And see how I really can't be knocked off? Oh, you're just a regular skeleton. Like, see how I can't be knocked off of here? Just because whenever they try to knock me off. And as you see, I was not meaning to suffocate that guy. Just kind of sort of happened. So yeah, the energy blaster, as you might have seen, actually gives the same effect as the sword, albeit, from a range. It's like weakness 3, I believe, for a few seconds, so if they're killed during that time, there's a chance they'll drop the shards. Did not want to do that. So as you can see, now you guys might think I'm wasting life points, but really, even if it did cost a lot, I have literally unlimited. But every use of that only uses 50 life points. So if I need to get out fast, then I could literally just prick myself once with a blood orb, which gives me 200, and then I could make my escape from there. So pretty easy to run away with the blood magic, because I mean, it doesn't move that far. It's only like 7 blocks per. Okay, I'll have to check back on that later, but actually... Wow, lots of zombies. And as you can see, sometimes these guys drop iron ingots. I think I've gone over that, but... You know, it's a nice change fighting regular mobs after fighting a lot of these guys. Because these guys are, like, super strong and such. Ooh. Now, the last time I attempted this, I died to a gigantic turtle in the sewer system. Now, I'm not sure if this place has the same sewer system, but if it did, you know. I really don't want to destroy this, because, well, it's a really nice place. Where did you come from? Wow, I really didn't even know that guy was there. I'm just trying to get a measure for the place. So yeah, those red X's once again are caused by hitting F7. And that just shows you where mobs can spawn. Again, yellow X's mean only during the day or during nighttime. Red X's mean at any given time. There is potential that a mob could spawn there. And that only goes by light levels and the fact that mobs can't spawn on half blocks. So I'm surprised that the chain archer didn't use his unless he just didn't have that ability. But I'm not going to be able to kill you via sword because I'm just horrible at PvP and just shooting small things in general. Interesting. Where are all of you coming from? Okay, so I'm glad I went here before going down there. Because of the whole, you know, you go wherever most people, I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to dungeons, I try to go the wrong way. Like the way that you don't go to win before I go the way you win, just so I go everywhere in the dungeon that I can. So I'm pretty sure that is the way to go. So I'm not going to go down there any longer. I will, however, go up here, and that is an ender dragon, is it? Maybe. So, what is here? Oh, I see. I think that contraption was just broken, but that, I guess, is just a secret way out. Is there a way to get on the walls? Okay, it appears that this is the only way to get on the walls. And that involves going in the big tower. So I might as well just go in the big tower. Don't know why I was using that right when I could be using the sword, but... Okay, so those are the walls. And this is the tower, which may or may not hold the boss. I did this dungeon, but I don't really remember how far along I got in the dungeon. Okay, so the tower is just a cool tower. Okay. Okay, so now that we've exhausted every other way to go, I'm pretty certain. Like, this is just a small dungeon compared to that. However, compared to the dungeons we've done, that's why I decided to do it after the review, because otherwise I would have just not done the review or not done the dungeon if I thought that it would be a massive dungeon like any of the other dungeons we've done, really. See, I can be really cheap because these lights, which they really shouldn't be walk-onable, but I can actually just walk on top of these lights, so I can just place these down and walk across traps like that. You know, I wish they had lighting in these so that other mobs couldn't spawn. I like the damage this sword does, though. So yeah, I like how Chocolate Quest, which is the name of this mod pack, like it leads you along a definitive path. So that, don't trust that, so I'm gonna I see. Interesting. And cool. See, I was checking to see if it was a trap chest, but it was just on a timer. So it actually trapped the entire way. I guess you're supposed to break it and build up. Or find a separate route. Oh, I guess it's supposed to be a maze? Interesting. Very interesting. So this is obviously where the sand came from. Okay. I mean, I really hope that wasn't it. Ah. I'm just focusing him because he spawns in the minions. So just in general, if you're not in a party with somebody, generally it's best to target the boss. See, I got the mage robe, the cursed bone, which is the thing that spawns the skeletons. Diamond blocks, wow. I'll keep the heart canister, certainly. Just gonna eat it. And by eat it, I mean just right click it. Nice. And then Master Blood Orb, which I already have. Okay. So I guess by pressing that button, you don't just unleash the sand, but you do, you know. Wait, is there still another? Oh, isn't? Where did he come from? Like, seriously, I don't know where these guys came from at all. I'm probably missing a staircase somewhere. No? Doesn't seem I am. Well, let's just fly up and see what's... Oh, you know what? If I had probably followed the walls along, at some point I would have gotten to... No? Well, it doesn't go in anywhere there. I honestly don't know where you're supposed to get into this place. Maybe it just glitched or something. Interesting. Oh, darn. Knew there was going to be something behind one of these pictures. One day. Okay, nothing in those pictures. I wonder where the Ender Dragon thing is. I mean, it's probably just, like... Is it really just underneath this? Okay, guys, well, that's the end of this episode. I mean, by next episode, you know, I'll have probably found and ground up some wither skeletons. probably captured one, put it in the thing, and where I ground up the pigs at one time. Well, not that one time, but those times that I showed you. Well, I didn't show you the times I ground up the pigs, but you guys know what I mean. So I'll probably hook that up, modify it just a little bit so that I can hit the wither skeletons, but they can't hit me. And then, alright, my jetpack's still active. That's why I was just like, what? So yeah, as you can see, and if you want to go down, it doesn't work when you have the modular thing, but see how it goes down like that? Normally you would just hop right off, but because of my glide feature, it doesn't quite work like that, so. But yeah. And if you want to just get up, you can just hit that a few times. Get super high up in the air, and when you land, go like that. So this is how I found those 2 dungeons, just by going like this and running around with the Phantom Bridge. Because at this height, unless you're going into mountains, which I did go through, it's really nothing can touch you, so you're really just free to go around and see structures, because this is semi-transparent. So, you can kind of see some things through it. And of course, if there's a super massive dungeon, you'll see it from a little way. You'll see it from a little ways away. But yeah. And I'm stuck in the water. Oh no, I'll just have to get out of it, and yeah. So in this mod, so far this is a sigil of holding. So I have divination sigil, water sigil, lava sigil, and sigil of the blood lamp. So water sigil, does what you would expect it to, just places water on the ground. Lava, same thing, but with lava. And then the blood lamp, it fires a little projectile, and when it hits a block, it goes and turns into a blood light, which is especially useful for maybe one day when I go to the deep dark, because you can actually just spam these lights around, and they travel until they hit a block. So, I'll see it, and then there'll be a blood lamp somewhere, there. And it just gives off small particles. I should probably deactivate these because they use up blood life. And then, of course, back to the divination sigil. And I only use, 50,000? No, not even. Probably a little more than 40,000 life points of 1,000,000. So I could have used 20 times that and still had surplus blood. So basically, I could have cleared 20 of those dungeons in the exact same manner, and it wouldn't have even been a sweat on my life points. That's how many I have. And with the pig spawner, this Well of Suffering doesn't kill them immediately. It just takes away 1 damage per second, 1 point per second that generates, and that's per mob. And my spawner, every 4 seconds, I believe, it spawns in 6 or 7 pigs. I don't know the exact numbers, but somewhere around that. So it takes 10 seconds to kill a pig, and it does damage to all pigs, but every 4 seconds, 7 pigs are added. So that means that in the time it takes to kill the first 7 pigs, I've already spawned in 14 more. And then in time it takes that, another 14. And another. Because it just keeps on going on, and the numbers just keep growing, not because it's an exponential growth, but because it's a linear increase. As they die, yes, but in those 10 seconds it takes, it just spawns in more, and then more, and then more, and so you have more alive at one point in time, as they just keep getting refreshed. And it does get to a point, yes, where the amount of deaths are equal to the number, so it doesn't change, but it's still a lot of life points, because for every pig that's alive, every tick, or every second, sorry, gives me 10 life points. So each pig gives me about 100 life points, which is more due to the runes of sacrifice, but I don't know the exact numbers. So it is less than if I were to sit there sacrificing them, which would give me, I think it's 500 per hit for pig. So it one-shots the pigs, and it gives me 500 life points per pig with the runes of sacrifice I have. it would normally be 200, as if, you know, you were to use it on your, like, the sacrificial dagger on yourself, which does 1 heart damage, and gives you life points. So yeah, it does give less per pig, but it does it automatically, and because of my spawner, level 5, it spawns even when you're not there, so I could technically go to the end and never run out of blood. So when I go fight the Ender Dragon, which I will be doing, I'll just have unlimited blood because I'll leave the pig spawner on, and during that fight, I'll just have unlimited blood, so I can use I will have the energy bazooka, which doesn't do damage to blocks, it just does like 70 damage a hit, which with the hardcore expansion mod, the Ender Dragon will tone that down just a little bit, but for the most part, it's still just going to be as OP as ever, just because it just does so much damage. Yeah. That's basically what I'm going to be doing between this camera and next camera. Between these recordings, I'll probably start off next recording with a wither battle for you guys. Probably have some wither seeds, you know, things like that, and I'll just start that off with a wither battle, go on from there, get the bazooka, test out the bazooka, probably on another elemental, just to see, guys. And then there are other things to summon, so if I just quickly Google blood magic summoning, there we go. So, in this, I can get, let's see, so you can actually get demons to summon. So it'll drop a demon crystal, and then you can use that, instead of using the blood orb and all that stuff, you can summon it again. And then you can sacrifice a weak blood orb, which is just a diamond and some life points, which I have plenty of. Both of those things, and then you can tame it, and then you can like summon it at will, and some will attack depending on the demon. So I can basically just get basically a horde of minions. I don't know what the max capacity is, but there are some ranged demons, so I could have supporting, or I could just have one that just runs in and goes and just, you know, yeah. So I can have really either of those guys, or maybe both of those guys. So yeah, I mean, that's basically all that's for this episode. I mean, other than that, nothing changed in the factorization area. Well, nothing really. I just made a few modifications, but that turned out to just be a waste of time because the robotic arm. I mean, if you guys see something in that mod, or in any mod in this mod pack, you can probably see the complete list somewhere. Yogscast complete pack once again. If you guys have a mod you guys want me to delve into, you know, something that maybe you guys aren't sure how to do that I might know, just again suggest that. Like, if you just want to learn how to do just about anything in this mod pack or in another mod pack, I mean, it'll take a little bit of time, but I mean, if you guys want me to do like a Ask AJ Cannon how to do something tutorial series, Ask AJ, then I can, you know, do that for you guys. I mean, just depends on what you guys want, really. So yeah, that'll be it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed it.